Here I've got IK Multimedia's ARC on-ear. It's the latest in their range of room correction or acoustic calibration software and hardware. If you've not come across them before, the ARC Studio is a box that sits between your audio interface and monitors, and ARC X is their platform that allows you to do things like emulate different speaker references. And this, the ARC on-ear, utilizes the same tech to recreate the sound of different monitoring systems on your headphones. It's a standalone system. You can use this box on the go. You don't need a computer once you've downloaded your 5 preferred setups into it. It's got USB-C for charging and for connecting to your computer, and it will act as an audio interface, or if you like, you can connect using the analog stereo 3.5mm jack point. And there's a full-size 6.3mm jack for your headphones, but it does come with a 6.35 to 3.5mm jack converter. It's also got a nice big volume control and 3 buttons to select the different modes you get on the software and to select the different presets. All in all, it's quite a cool, sexy, really nice feeling, hefty little box. And here's the ARC on-ear software that it comes with. We've got the calibration, studio simulation, and the virtual speakers. The studio simulation will move the position of your speakers around, so from very wide down to mono. Now, I'm going to select my headphones. You can see we've got a huge selection of headphones here. If you've got any popular headphones or well-known headphones, they will be in here. All mine are. I've got Beyerdynamic DT880 Pros, Sony 7506s, and Sennheiser HD25s, and they're all in here. So yeah, pick your headphones. Let's go to the ones I'm using at the minute. And now let's go and pick some speakers. So turn the speakers on. And then you can see again a huge range of types and of styles of speakers. And you can hear the character changing as we select different speakers. It's obviously more obvious on a portable speaker, smartphone, and on things like the NS10s, they're the white ones. And here we've really lost the bass on them. Won't sound anything like it does to me, to you, if you're not got DT880 Pros, obviously, but hopefully it's giving you an idea of the type of thing it does. This room calibration tilts towards bright or dark. Again, playing with the width. So each of the speakers will have a different frequency response. It's the high end, that's a different frequency response. And we can play with the EQ on that as well. So the blue line is pre, so that's what's coming through my headphones, I suppose. Post is what's coming after the headphones, which is matching up to the dashed line, which is what you get through the monitor in that room. So that's quite a convoluted looking one. Again, just playing around with the EQ. I don't know why you'd use the EQ, to be honest. Surely you just want it to be the same. So that's flat. That's with the NS10s. Then change the presets. We've got 5 presets we can use. Notice the volume changes there, and the different headphones, we've got different headphones and things in there. You can change the limit on the headphone volume. You can turn the calibration on and off. You can turn the studio setup on and off. These are the 3 things at the bottom of the ARC software. And you can turn the function on and off. And you set up what that function is here. So this is what the function button assignment is: the phase calibration, virtual speaker on or off. Mono on or off, dim it, mute it, LED off, and you can play and pause things like Spotify, but I'm not being able to play Logic and stop Logic through that. One other little thing actually is if you have muted it using the function button and then you come back into the software and then you change the function button assignment and you haven't unmuted it, you won't be able to unmute it unless you go back to mute. So that had me a little bit stumped for a while. So if you're not getting any sound out of it, do go back to mute and turn it back on again. And it's worth coming back and taking another little look at this studio simulation, because this is where an awful lot of the clever modeling is happening. That now isn't going through a left and a right as it would be with the headphones. You've got strict left and strict right. So that's normal headphones. I'm listening to headphones at the minute. It's probably best if you've got headphones on when you're listening to this. But flick this into studio simulation and it feels a lot more natural. So they've actually modeled studio. So it's not just a stereo width, this. And if I put this onto the left, that's just coming out of one speaker. To take the studio simulation off, it gradually moves all the way over to the left, which is what you'd get just listening through headphones. But if you put it in a studio, it's mainly through the left, but you're hearing the room effects as well, and the fact that the speaker is a little bit in front of you, not all the way to the left. Still getting bits in the right speaker. Quite a cool little test, that. So what you're listening to here isn't strict left and right, it's left and right through a whole room modeling system. And again, this is all contained in the external unit. You don't need your computer to do this. Just nice listening to the different speakers. Back to the little NS10s. Take the studio simulation off, and the virtual speakers turn off as well, because obviously speakers need to be in a room. And this is what it's actually doing. This is using an EQ curve analyzer, so it's basically changing the EQ on each of the models. It changes it obviously for your headphones and then again for the monitors that you've selected. And you can see with each selection, it's changing the EQ. This isn't in sync with the music. I can't play this and play the music at the same time. But again, just to give you an idea of what the whole system is actually doing. Yeah, so there you have it, the ARC on-ear from IK Multimedia. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Whether it sounds identical to all those different speaker systems, probably not identical, because obviously the frequency response of your headphones won't go as low, for example, as a nice big fat pair of huge monitors, will it? Or maybe it will. So what it really does do though is it gives you an idea, a feel for your track on if it sounds good in different circumstances or in different EQ configurations. And all those EQ configurations that you're putting it through are speaker EQ configurations, not just mental configurations randomly chosen. So yeah, it's a really good little thing. Obviously it's difficult to demo it because unless you've got the same headphones as me, which is an old pair of Beyerdynamics, so it's unlikely that you've got the same ones. It won't sound the same, which is why I've not spent too much time trying to demo the sounds. But yeah, great. That's going to sit over there and do its job forever. I've got this in the studio. That's their ARC Studio. This sits between the interface and the monitors, and that just sits there. And I've got a pair of KH310s in the studio. It's the same software. It's the same, I don't know what to say. It's the same technology. And this sits in the studio and it makes my KH310s, which are 3,500 pound monitors, sound much better. It just pulls things together. And in this room, where I'm doing the videos, I use these. These are the iLoud Micro Monitor Pros, and they've got the same technology in there as well, room correction software, and you can change the different configurations of speakers. So I do like this stuff. I have invested in this stuff, and now they did send me this. because I do like the other bits and bobs, and I do like this as well. So definitely worth checking out if you're concerned about your mixers. In the old days, we used to go and sit in our car and listen to it in the car. Another trick was to sit outside the room so you can hear if the mix sounds balanced when you're in another room, coming through the wall, all sorts of different things. So this just helps avoid taking your mix to your mum's house and listening to it through a little kitchen radio, stuff like that. So yeah, I like it, and I'm going to be using it. So I hope that was of some use to somebody. Some, if it was, do all those things, subscribe, ring the bell, at my starskycar.com website as well, things to download, there's patches, there's samples, all that sort of stuff. Anything you can do to support the channel is really appreciated. Anyway, thanks for staying to the very end, and I will see you next time.